What else is new? Hans in Russia. First American to play there since 2018, Gatkamsky. Doing quite well, 2.5 out of 3.
No, wait. Not the first American to play in Russia, that's for sure.
Since 2018.
No, that's that first to play in Aeroflot, maybe. I mean, I played in Russia in 2021, and I'm sure that others played after that as well.
Oh, you did.
But to play in Aeroflot, maybe.
Maybe in an open, yeah. Now that's interesting because, yeah, I saw this on the forums, and I took it at face value, I guess. But they were saying that he's not. Obviously, you were.
No, I mean after 2022, of course.
You played in 2020, 2020.
I would guess that.
2022? Did you play in 2022 as well?
No, because after the war, of course. I mean,
that was it. Yeah.
No, there was no thought to go to Russia after the beginning, like February of 22, I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
But 2021 was still a candidate in Ekaterinburg. So I played in 2020, 2021, and since then, of course, I haven't been back to Russia. I used to play there very often. Like the first time I played was 2006. And I played the candidates in 2016, played the World Blitz Championship in 2010. The Town Memorial was a constant. I mean, chess was very rich in Russia for a long time. Of course, after the invasion of Ukraine, after the war, there was no consideration to play there again. Yeah, it's Aeroflot Open. It's an interesting decision, of course, by him. I am following the results of the tournament because anyway, it's an interesting game. There's a lot of strong players.
Very strong event.
Yeah, it's a strong event. Jan Hamnishi is playing. Grishuk, Dubov, Arteniev, a lot of the best Russian players, and some very strong players from outside of Russia. Hans, obviously the highest rated among them. Amin Tabatabai, one of the also higher rated players playing. So yeah, I've been kind of following the results.
He's doing well so far, 2.5. I think Nepo is doing very well. 3 out of 3.
They've played 3 games, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Hans drew 1 game. Jan has won all his
some
games.
Surprises. Definitely some surprises. These opens are dangerous, man. Like, they're so dangerous because you see all these Russian kids, 2,500, 2,400. They can beat anybody. Yeah, it's dangerous. So, takes some courage to go there and play opens, especially after you've said that you don't want to play opens ever in your life. But also the circumstances are quite interesting. Him playing in Russia right now. He has to be a bit careful not to get in trouble.
Yeah,
actually be able to get out of Russia.
I don't think he'll have trouble with that, but I don't think it's a very good decision regardless.
It's a strange decision. And he said he's not getting paid for it either. So, you could be speculating that he's getting the bag for that. He got offered a lot of money and he's going to play for that. But he says that he paid for his own travels and he's just going to play
it's
for
an open
nothing.
tournament. They're not offering big starting fees, that's for sure. I don't know, maybe they offer some conditions, but definitely not some big starting fees. It's a usual open.
But wouldn't you see some actor from a third party actor just being like, hey, can we get this American to do some publicity work? Pay him $50,000. Some Russian oligarch with a lot of money.
I don't see that happening.
Levitov, for example.
I really don't see that happening.
That's money.
We can speculate all we want. I have no idea. I really don't see that happening. I assume he just went to play an open tournament.
On his own accord, huh?
Yeah, I'm not going to speculate but just the normal open tournaments, they don't pay much money.
Speculate on.
There's probably decent prizes.
There are, yeah.
They're
very decent.
It's a tournament which has value in terms of the FIDE circuit points it could potentially give. I guess, but it is still it is a country that's actively involved in a war.
Yeah.
it's very unusual if you're not living in the country to play a tournament there. I mean, I remember there was this case in 2004. FIDE organized the World Championship, FIDE Knockout World Championship in 2004 in Libya. I guess it's a sort of similar thing. I mean,
not a lot of people played that one. I know that because I was just listening to, I think, Rustam's podcast.
Well, he won
was
this,
mentioning
he won
about
this
that.
tournament.
Yeah.
He became the FIDE World Championship in 2004, winning this tournament, beating Mickey Adams in the last match.
And a lot of the top players were not participating in it because of that. And also, I think the prize fund was quite low compared to others.
Yeah, I think first prize was 75,000. It was extremely low. I mean, it was very strong. Topalov was playing, Morozevich, I think, Mickey, Rusum. I mean, it was a huge accomplishment to win. Of course, it was missing some players. Also, it was missing, I think, many Jewish players for this reason. But yeah, it's just weird to play in a country that's actively participating in a war.
Yeah, it is.
At least, hopefully at some point the war ends, whichever point that is. And then, I don't know, of course. But yeah, at the moment, it's not something that I would do.
Speculate on his match against Dubov. Who do you think takes that? I think it's 18 games of Blitz, 3+2. I might be wrong on the number, but it's a high number of Blitz games.
Yeah, I think it was 18 games of Blitz. I think they're pretty evenly matched in Blitz. In Classical, I would say Hans should be a favorite. In Blitz, I think it's maybe Dubov is a tiny favorite. Maybe it's about even. I mean, Dubov is extremely successful in Blitz.
He is very good.
Has been we can't ignore the results. He has been for the last few years extremely successful in Blitz. In the World Blitz Championship, last time, because he forfeited a game against Hans, he scored, he did score the same amount of points as the leaders, but he wasn't, tiebreaks didn't work out.
Tiebreaks, yeah.
But still, he forfeited a game and scored the same points as the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, he actually forfeited a game again against Jan Nepomniachtchi in 2023. Mm-hmm. Was it 23? Yeah, 2023.
And he still did pretty well in that one as well.
And he scored half a point less than Magnus, I believe.
Yeah. He's good.
Or maybe 1 point less, but I think he got the silver medal, right? And so you can't really argue with success. I mean, he's been the results are there. Hans, of course, also, he has good results in Blitz. I mean, he shared the top place in the FIDE World Blitz. Then he went to the knockout stage and lost to Magnus. But it wasn't a one-sided match against Magnus. It was, 2.5, 1.5. It was a competitive match.
Yeah.
He won a game, lost a game, lost the fourth game. But okay, he's playing Magnus. I mean, obviously there's nothing bad or shameful about that result. Besides that, he had a good result in the online speed chess championship portion. Then when he played in Paris, he did lose pretty badly to Hikaru and to Magnus. But again, Hikaru and Magnus are extremely formidable players. So I wouldn't call him like among the top 5 Blitz players in the world, or probably not in the top 10 Blitz players in the world. But he's definitely capable of competing with the best Blitz players in the world. That's for sure. And yeah, him against Dubov, I would call pretty much a toss-up. Again, it's 18 games played over 2 days. Is that correct?
I think it's just 1 day.
1 day.
I want to say it's 1 day.
18 games in 1 day.
I want to say it's just 1 day.
18 games in 1 day. No, but that'll take so long.
You think so? It's not that bad. It's like 8 hours of chess, maybe.
That's what I meant.
It's fine. I think that's kind of the idea.
What if it's
what's
a tie break if there's a tie?
I have no idea.
Just
I don't know the exact
Blitz games. Do they share?
I don't think they share anything. I actually don't know what the price is. Like, I know what the punishment is. I don't know what the price is. The punishment is that whoever loses has to answer a question with a lie detector.
Okay.
We're not going to speculate on the question.
I'll just check the price because I assume that Hans's Twitter will tell us the price.
We should definitely speculate on. You guys should definitely speculate on the question.
No, he did not. It's not clear what the price is.
Again, I'm not sure what the price is. I know what the punishment is, but there might not be a price.
This is the whole point. It's a totally meaningless thing because, like, just give me that. Like, let's imagine I'm Hans and you're Dubov, and you ask me a question. Ask me a question.
You're Dubov.
I'm Hans. I can also do Dubov if you want.
No, you should definitely do Hans.
Okay, I'm Hans.
Did you cheat against Magnus?
No. But what? I mean,
what if that happens?
But he probably didn't. Like, most likely he didn't.
No, of course. Yeah. Again, we don't know. This could be either way. But
I don't know exactly how the machines work. But I guess they measure some stress response.
One question is kind of crazy. I mean, it should be like a whole interview, right?
I mean, normally you would ask something like, "Have you cheated more than you admitted to?"
Yeah.
Like, at least that is more relevant than did you cheat in this over the board game where basically most people don't think that he did at this point.
Right.
So, of course, yeah, if you're like, that would be very, very, that would be like the most damning if he did, let's say.
What would you ask if you were Hans and I was Dubov?
I guess I would also ask, have you cheated online?
But he sort of confessed to that, right? Dubov.
He said that
he was playing from other people's accounts or something like that. Or he did in case he thought that somebody else was cheating. Is that how he phrased
maybe,
it?
Maybe. I don't know, but I think maybe he did say something like this.
I hope I'm not putting words into his mouth. But that's basically what's out there.
I don't know, of course. But this is sort of a thing that some people have commonly done. I've heard from different people that, they suspect that they're just checking to see if, I mean, I think like a very big distinction is it a tournament or is it like some kind of trio game that you're playing
random
somewhere?
Game. Yeah.
I mean, it's obviously bad to cheat in any game under any circumstances, including if you suspect that your opponent's cheating. I still think it's not good. But if there's nothing on the line, it is less bad. Once you're cheating in money events, it's worse. And then the worst thing would be if you have like a systematic approach to cheating, like a long-term scheme for cheating, or a conspiracy where you involve other people or where you defraud a great deal of money. I mean, obviously there are different levels to this, and people might only confess to the lowest possible level, right? Like, I mean, we know what Hans said, right? Which was that he did it occasionally in a few games when he was 12 years old to boost his rating, and then when he was 16 years old to boost his rating, and it was not for money, and so on and so forth. And the chess.com report said something different. And then they had this whole lawsuit to
litigate that.
I guess to clear it up, although both sides will have their story. I mean, maybe they'll at some point come out with it. They probably will.
Yeah.
To tell their story. But again, I don't really see what kind of question which could be asked, even assuming that the lie detector gives an accurate response.
One question is meaningless. Yeah.
Unless we assume that the lie detector does give an accurate response, which I think is not very clear. And then you ask something like, did you cheat over the board? And then he says no. And then the lie detector is like, oh, you actually have.
Yeah.
Then people will still say the lie detector isn't accurate and there's plausible deniability. And the more likely thing is that if you ask a question like that, he just says no, and the lie detector says, that's true.
Yes.
And then it's like, what do you think? What is this all four is just ridiculous. And then there's always going to be a question that it's not actually an accurate reading, and maybe you can fool it, or maybe, I mean, usually I've seen this. I don't think that they really use this in serious situations.
No, it's not accurate. Supposedly not accurate. At least not for, litigation, like actual litigation, or, proving a murder. I don't think you can do that.
Yeah, but it does look like, I mean, if you're say something and then it says you're lying, it does look bad.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, chess.com has been doing this whole
But as
series,
as an entertainment thing.
Yeah.
It's like,
I mean, it's on Levitov chess. It's going to be entertainment. Yeah. Like
sure. Okay.
The whole match. That's the whole point.
Entertainment. Sure. Then that's fine.
That's the whole point of it.
Entertainment is fine. I mean, they want to make some kind of ridiculous spectacle of it. That's fine.
I think it's going to be a competitive match.
No, the actual match, I'll be interested to see the results. The polygraph afterwards, I don't really care.
You take Dubov. You said his slight favorite.
I said 50-50. Yeah, but okay, maybe
I'll take Hans. I'll take Hans.
Just based on the last 2 World Blitz Championships.
Yeah.
I mean, Dubov did very well. I put weight into that.
Yeah.
Still, I do consider Hans to be a very good Blitz player, and he did beat Vidit in a match. Of course, Vidit probably not as successful in Blitz as either Dubov or Hans.
He did Anish. He beat Anish also.
Did he beat him in the Blitz?
They played Blitz also.
Yeah, they played Blitz. I mean, it was like classical Blitz rapid.
He
probably did beat him in Blitz,
yeah. He was a bit demoralized. I think he was, like, the match was over.
Anish is quite a good Blitz player. I wouldn't call him among the best among the top 10 in the world. Again, I wouldn't say Anish is top 10 in the world in Blitz, but he's a very, very good Blitz player. So that's a meaningful result as well.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close and it's going to be fun. That's for sure. Cool. Last topic, really quick, because we got to go get some food. Champion Showdown, the Kings, new format, triathlon of chess. That's how they're describing it. Classical, rapid, and blitz. Semi-classical, not federated.
Nothing is federated.
Nothing is federated. Neither the blitz or the rapid. What's your take on that? Are you getting ready for that? How do you even get ready for that type of competition? I
mean, I'm going to have to consider, like, what kind of openings do I want to play in a tournament where there's no ratings?
It's a good point.
And all I'm playing for is money.
Yeah, good point.
And it's not a qualification tournament for anything. I'm just basically playing for money. And, like, do I want to actually use opening ideas with this in mind? I mean, of course, for me, ratings and tournament wins are take more priority over just like we're playing for cash, just cash.
Sure. Yeah.
So
it's an exhibition match. Exhibition tournament.
It's an exhibition. For money. I mean, I've done these things in the past, exhibition for money. Of course, money is a motivator, but not as big of a motivator as, like, I'm wondering, who is the winner of the tournament? Is it just whoever wins the most money? Is that how it works?
Yes.
I suppose so. But, like, let's say 2 players win the same amount of money. They probably don't even have a playoff. It's just, okay.
That's actually a good point. Yeah. There probably wouldn't be a playoff.
So it more feels like some kind of, like, poker thing.
Yeah.
Like we're playing.
Cash games.
Yeah.
Cash games. Yeah.
We're just playing for money. It's kind of novel to chess. That's true.
It is.
But I don't think it's the best format for chess.
Yeah. I'm excited. Mostly watch it. Obviously with that in mind, the fact that, there's a little bit less pressure than usual. So that's going to be, I feel it's going to be exciting in terms of results, in terms of drama, openings wise, as you just mentioned, probably not everybody will play their main openings.
I still think it's a very interesting event. I mean, and also I think that for a lot of people, the money will be a major motivator, and
huge. Yeah.
They're going, because you can, I think, make around 60 grand if you win all your games. I don't think anyone will win all their games, but you can make 60 grand in 3 days winning all your games. And that's a lot of money. So people will definitely be motivated. Of course, nobody's going to win all their games because we're playing 9 games.
Yeah.
3 semi-classical, 3 blitz, 3 rapid against 3 different players. We don't know who. Well, I know my first opponent will be Hikaru. I don't know my second or third opponent.
So you start with a semi-classical, rapid, then blitz, right?
I think how it works is that 1 plays 2. I think first is blitz.
First is blitz, okay.
First is blitz, then rapid, then semi-classical. 1 plays 2, so 1 and 2 seeds, Hikaru and I. 3 plays 4, 5 plays 6. Then, second round, 1 plays 2 based on money earned.
Points earned, /points earned.
But let's just imagine that everyone drew all the games, so everyone has the same amount of money. Then I wouldn't play Hikaru because we can't repeat opponents. So I can never play Hikaru again. I can only play him once. Also, not every, but it is possible that 1 and 2 would be us after the second round, for example. So they wanted to make sure that we don't repeat the same opponents. So they just added that stipulation in. Yeah, I don't know.
3 days, cool exhibition match. That
fun.
Starts on the 4th. I will be doing commentary alongside Yasser and Katrina. So that's exciting for me personally because I'm getting back into the commentary booth, at least live. I've done it online, but live. And back in St. Louis. Cool. Fabi, let's go get some food. And that's it for the day. Cheers. Let us know in the comments what you think the question, first of all, is going to be for the loser, either for Hans or for Dubov. And what do you think the result of that match will be? I think that's one of the exciting matches that is going to happen in this coming week. Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you in a few days. Cheers, guys.